How are y'all feeling today? Are you ready for some racing today? Are you ready for some left turns and some right turns? Oh, it's going to be a spicy day racing here at the Bank of America Roval 400. But it wouldn't be a spicy day without my amazing co-hosts. If you would please welcome to the stage, John Roberts and Kenny Wallace! Oh, y'all got some fun giveaway for the
Look at this, baby.
Oh, got some Cracker Barrel.
Hey, Jose, I'm going to give me some.
We come bearing gifts. How about that?
All right, let's see.
All right,
what
Kenny's
you got.
gonna let her rip. Ready?
Here we go.
Woo!
Which side you on? Oh, he's going with the right side. They had the better cheers. You're getting the
Kenny's got a better arm than I do. I was just throwing down here. Hey, listen, all you people over there. I got 2 microphones. That's dangerous. You shouldn't even give me one.
Does that make you twice as loud?
All right. Hey, Johnny, I'm used to being over here. I'm used to being over here.
Look at Kenny Lee brought his own rocking chair with him. How about that?
Look at me. I'm getting old.
Hey, folks, listen, I say this all the time on this program, but it's something that I always believe in and really rings true. The great basketball coach, Mike Krzyzewski, once held up a jersey and looking at his players, and he said, guys, this is special. And he said, don't ever underestimate special. Guys, this is special. We got the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got an elimination race. We got all you race fans, and we got a beautiful fall day. This is special. Thank you.
It is so special.
Johnny, hey, I know Michael McDowell's back there, but listen up, everybody. This is my job. Not just is it a big day, but outside looking in, Joey Logano -7. How many Joey Logano fans we got?
There's one.
All right, only -7. So, I mean, we're talking a couple of positions, right? Chastain, qualified good. He's only -21. This is one of our better cutoff races, and it's always happening here at the Roval. And then Tyler Reddick, what a story. His son, rookie, has a tumor around his heart, and he drove with vengeance and set quick time with his son, you know, roughed up. So great job, Tyler Reddick. And then, and then the last one, Johnny, Austin Cindric, he got wrecked out, you know, at the last race there at Kansas. So we got 4 hot rods that can easily kick out. Boy, Chase Briscoe is on the cut line. He's +7, two wins this year. So just a little information when you put your headsets on. Gonna be a hell. It's gonna come to the last lap.
It is. It's going to be a wild one. We got a great show in store for you. Eric Jones, Ross Chastain, John Hunter Nemechek, Harry Gant, Kurt Busch. But first, please welcome to the stage, Michael McDowell.
Man, I'll tell you what. This guy, Johnny, you always go first. You always go first, buddy.
I don't always go first, but I'd be glad to go first. And it is great to welcome Michael here. You know, Michael, you're one of those guys that is taken to these road courses, but I don't know if a lot of people know your background and where you really started out and what it took for you to really come from one side of the country, racing road courses, and also teaching other people how to do it, to come in here to NASCAR. You've been around this business a long time, but it's been a long journey, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty wild when you think about it. You know, you're talking about that jersey that a little different 2 days ago, before I was heading to the track. You see like a lot of these. They had the Mustang Challenge out here. You know, Hendrick sells those track day cars, and like, there's people that spend a lot of money to just go pretend
the 10/10
to
club
do
right here.
what I get to do. I get paid to do it. That's ridiculous, you know? Yeah. And I had that thought of, like, it's ridiculous that I get to go drive a really cool race car and get paid to do it, race against the world's very best. And so, yeah, it's good to have that perspective for sure.
Life is good.
Yeah, life is good.
I love conversations because this is not something I would have thought about asking. But when you go, so we got Marcus Smith, the owner of this racetrack, and Rick Hendrick. They own this 10/10 club over here. Have you ever drove like a $100,000, $200,000 vehicle? I mean, besides your NASCAR car.
Not that I owned.
What? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I see these Ferraris, these Porsches.
Yeah.
Have you ever drove one of those and they say, go fast? Have you ever done that?
I have done that.
Were you nervous?
I'm always nervous. I'll tell you what makes me more nervous. So before I got into NASCAR, I did a lot of road racing. And I would do like those Ferrari Challenge weekends and coach guys and teach guys. What makes me more nervous than driving is riding with them.
Oh,
man. I have so many stories about me hopping in with a guy that thought he was going to be a race car driver and me like, brake, 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 or grabbing the steering wheel and turning it. It's a different world for sure. I like that I'm by myself.
They call them gentlemen race car drivers, but I don't know. We should have a different term.
They got more money than they have talent.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on Sirius XM years ago, and this guy calls in. He goes, I guarantee you Jimmy Johnson's got better equipment than everybody. If I could drive his car, I'd whip their butt. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure you would, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that too sometimes, but the reality is that's not the reality. The more experience that you get and the more that you see in life in general, you just realize how good people really are at their job, And not just Jimmy, how good Chad was, right? Like, I mean, they were just on it. And when you see, Kyle Larson get in pretty much anything, whether it's a 17 Xfinity car or it's his Cup car or a sprint car, he just wins. It's just what he does. And there's something that the really special guys have that little extra bit.
It's hard for us to admit, though. It took me to get older to go, they're better than me.
You know what? It's not hard for me to admit, actually, because it's no different than my teammate, Carson. I don't know if you guys know Carson. He's a bit of a handful.
Anybody know Carson Rosenbar?
Yeah. Carson, low key, quiet driver.
I don't know if he's out here or not. But I'm like, hey, look, I'll let you in on a little secret. You're better than I am.
Yeah, now calm down.
But I'll outwork you and I'll beat you because of all the other things I'm doing really well. So let me teach you how to do those things really well, and then you can be a champion. I think that's the thing is that I've had to work really hard. I was kidding with Alex Bowman last week, and I said, look, man, it's taken me 17 years of a lot of hard work to be this bad. It's taken me a long time just to be this bad. But I mean that, like, there's an element of work ethic and preparation and situational awareness and how to maximize your team and how to maximize your day that takes time and experience to have.
I like that.
Yeah.
Michael, this is accidental that I'm quoting another basketball coach in the great state of North Carolina, but Jim Valvano said, don't give up, don't ever give up. Michael, your career spanned a long time, and there are a lot lesser people that would have probably given up, saying, hey, I'm not going to get anywhere, but you stuck with it, and you had a bit of time there where you were getting the poles left and right.
Yeah.
You're qualifying like crazy and winning races, winning big races as well. Is it difficult as a race car driver that if you're not having that success to keep on going and to not give up?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I came into the sport just like everybody else did, winning a lot of races and championships and thinking, man, this is going to be easy, just like I've always done. It's just a race car. It's not that big of a deal. And then 14 years after that, I finally got my first win, and it just kind of shows how difficult it is.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah.
2021 Daytona 500 champion, everybody.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Took him, Jose took him 12 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, that's right. But I'll say this. There was plenty of times where it wasn't fun. I mean, there was plenty of times it wasn't fun. But there was a lot of things that led me to that point of, like, keep going. One is I feel like God just kept providing an opportunity, and I didn't want to be the spoiled kid that said, no, it's not good enough. I'm not doing that. Because I know how hard it is to get here and even have that opportunity.
Here.
Yeah.
And then I think about all the people that sacrificed so much for me to even be at that place, whether it's my parents, my brother, family, sponsors, car owners throughout the year that they're spending their own money to buy that extra set of tires and to give you that opportunity. And so to just walk away because it wasn't fun, it felt wrong to me. And so, I found joy in the process. Like, I found opportunities to, as silly as it sounds, like on days like I was coming to Charlotte and I knew I was only going to run 50 laps and we were just starting parking, I was like, okay, I am going to get to 28th before I pull off the racetrack. Goals. Yeah, I set goals. Even though those goals sucked, they were still something to chase. And I was like, I'm going to beat everybody on pit road today. Like, my speeds are going to be, because this is something I could do, you know? And I'd find these little goals inside of the situation I was in. And that helped to kind of, like, pass the time. But more than anything is, like, I just held on to that thought of, like, one day you'll get a shot and one day you'll have an opportunity, and all this is training and all this is preparing for that moment. And not everybody gets the moment and not everybody can seize the moment. And so I just used it as motivation to work harder and to be better. And then when the opportunity started to get better and better, I had a real peace about it because I didn't feel all that weight of, like,
that is everything.
Man, I've already been on the sucky situation. This is great. This is amazing, you know?
I get to run the whole race.
Yeah, and I got tires, you know? I got tires and a picture. So, and I still keep that perspective because I know what it's like and I've lived it. So, yeah, it's fun. It's a journey for sure. I wish, just like everybody else, man, if I could have won that first race out in that first year, that would have been awesome. But I wouldn't be who I am today. Like, I wouldn't be. I know that because I was a cocky, arrogant. I was Carson, basically. And I thought I had everything figured out. And then you get beat up for so long that you're just like, man, this is hard.
I look at some of my old interviews. I'm like, that is not me. That's not me.
Yeah. We have to start calling you Michael Hurricane McDowell. That'll be the new piece for you. I want to ask you a question about the Roval here. Every year they make a little tweak, a little twist, change it up. As a road course guy and just as a driver, do you like it when they change something, or do you like consistency? Would you like to come and see it be the same thing so you can get better at it?
No, I like change, especially when it's necessary. You know, I wouldn't have agreed with all the changes we've made throughout all the years, but I like changing things up. I like going to new tracks. I like having new challenges. I like the tire barriers that are there this weekend, and the reason is because I think we should stay on the racetrack too. I love COTA. It's a great racetrack, but using all that extra road, and it just doesn't feel like you're tidy and that you're doing your job. So I like the fact that they're trying to keep us in bounds. It works out in my favor. That's probably why I like it, because the more technical it is and the more spot on you have to be, the less forgiving it is. And on a road course, that's helpful for me. To where if you can just bomb it in there and take as much curb, and wherever you land, you land. One, it doesn't feel good on the old body either. Like, those curbs hurt. So the fact that we don't have to square them up every lap and close our eyes and make sure we're wearing our mouthpieces is nice. But I like the fact that they change it up. And, you know, I think that, you know, there's that old school fan that, you know, likes going back to the same places over and over. I'm too ADHD for that. I love new things. I like trying new stuff. So, yeah, I think it's cool that we're going to different places and changing the tracks up.
That's awesome. We got about 30 seconds, so one final question. Kenny, we do this every week. The show is 15-minute segments.
So fast.
It goes by too fast when you're having fun.
Okay, by the way, Jose is Johnny and Mai's boss.
No. I'm just here to keep him between the ditches.
And then, hey, about on Wednesday, Jose will go, okay, what kind of questions do you got? I'm like, Jose, it's Wednesday, you know?
Yeah.
So, but he keeps me honest.
That's good.
And I'm going to have you read Michael McDowell, P6 in qualifying. He asked the question, what's the last one say right here?
Best passing areas. Definitely the best passing areas is going into turn 7, that hairpin where you see everybody crash.
Can they see you?
Which we will crash there today.
We will crash.
And down into the chicane on the back straightaway. Believe it or not, for this tight, twisty track, there's a lot of passing opportunities. And today in particular, with the tires falling off as much as they did yesterday, there's going to be guys that are really struggling for drive, and you'll be able to make passes even in those little short chutes that you wouldn't typically make passes. So I think the racing is going to be good today. There's going to be a lot of strategy. We probably don't have enough tires, which is awesome, because that means at some point you're going to be on really old tires. You're going to have to make that last. So it's going to be a good day.
I love it. Michael, it's always a pleasure to
Go
have you
get
here.
It, brother.
I'll have fun. Thanks.
Fans, big round of applause for Michael McDowell.
Man,
always so good. I
had more questions.
I love that guy. Next up, joining us, if you would please give a big Charlotte Motor Speedway welcome to Eric Jones.
Eric! Man,
There's the man.
you got the best social media team in NASCAR. You're,
think so?
You're painting social media pink.
That's the guy right there. So.
Good
There's
job,
the man.
buddy.
All
Great
right, the
social
guy behind
media.
the scenes. Eric, how are you? Good to see you, man. Great
Have a
to see
seat.
you.
Join us here.
So, Eric, when you guys come to a race like this, everybody wants to be part of the playoffs. If you're playing in the NFL and you lose in the playoffs, you go home, you're on the couch. You guys are still out here. You're still racing for your owners, your sponsors, and your fans. How do you balance that out? You don't want to be that guy that gets in the way, but then again, you got a job to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever super easy, but the way I've always looked at it is that the guys that are left, which is 12 of them right now, they've kind of earned that. They've earned that little bit of extra right. I think giving them an extra break at times is they worked all year to get to that point, and they're there. So obviously, if it's for a win, it's a bit different situation. But if we're sitting there running 14th, probably a little different thought process. So they earn that right through the year, and a little bit of extra break in certain situations is, I think, is what they deserve.
Talking about your social media, I saw some people asking you about your year. Two little Latino kids came into your shop. I loved it, and they're fun, they're loving, and they asked you a serious question. They said, tell us about your year. And you gave a great answer, and I want you to tell everybody. You said the year's been up, it's been down, you learned a lot, you got some things to work on. What did you learn? What do you think you have to work on for next year? We're towards the end here.
Yeah, I think we've had our bright spots, right? We've had some races where we've brought race-winning speed a couple of times this season, and we were in contention. But we've also brought some stuff that really has not been what has been ideal
Won't
for
do
us.
that.
So some of it's just building a notebook. The last few years have been a bit chaotic at our company with just turnover, manufacturer changes, and everything that's going on. So it's hard sometimes to look back on our notes and really get better from them. And this year's been building that notebook out, mainly on the short tracks. The road courses have been our big struggle. The 1.5 mile program has been pretty solid this year. But it's a matter of just elevating and maintaining, right? I think at the midpoint in the year, we were really kind of riding a hot streak, and then we hit a bit of a lull, and we're kind of in and out of that right now, and really just want to finish the year out strong, right? It's getting kind of down to the nitty-gritty here. So just want to end on a high note. But it's just a lot of work. We don't have an alliance. We're an independent team, and learning to work with Toyota in year 2 and what we need from them, what they need from us. And so it's just a big process. It's not easy, and we're just trying to make everything better.
Eric, I have to ask about the pink window nets. This is such a cool thing we get to do here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Pink.
And benefits, your foundation. We also have this gentleman down here. He went so far as to paint his beard pink.
Oh, I thought that was natural. I didn't know you.
I took a picture
okay,
of
you
it.
did that. Okay.
I think that is commitment, but it's something that's grown. We now see a lot of the teams, drivers supporting that, et cetera. Talk a little bit about how that started and why that's important to you.
Yeah, it was something actually Kurt Busch started. I want to say maybe 2019 was the first year. I can't remember the first year, but we've had it for 3 years now. Once Kurt retired, we inherited that program from him, and it really worked out well. The foundation we started 3 years ago, cancer early detection prevention, was pretty big for us, and so my mother went through a battle with breast cancer. Thank you. About 10 years ago, a little over, and so pretty near and dear to my group, but it raises some great money. We did something cool this year. All the teams, almost all the teams bought their window nets this year. That already raised about $11,000.
Awesome.
Hoping the auction last year raised $50,000. Hoping for better this year, but pretty cool to see that kind of support.
Eric, you've seen both sides of a development of a team. You've been with one of the big dogs, one of the big organizations. I think a lot of drivers would want to just go to the established team, but also there's got to be something for you as a driver and for the King and Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth. These guys that are around, they're starting something, and you're on the ground floor of something that really could be special. There's a lot to be said for that, too, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I mean, it can be very trying at times, and but I will say a few years ago, being able to win in the 43, that moment was very high on my list of career accomplishments, just with it being a small group and a bit, at the time, a bit underfunded, and now we're, man, it's so much different now than it was then. But, yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun building something out. Selfishly, I hope it's sooner than later we can get to where we want to be. I feel like I'm in some really good years in my career right now, and just the level of experience and age that I have on my side. And so just want to have these next handful of years really go well and be able to dial it in and get the program to where we want it to be. But we have a lot of great people. Jimmy obviously coming in has brought so much support and funding to our program. And getting us to that level of where we have the funding we need, and now we just have to kind of put the rest of the pieces together. But obviously the King is super fun to have at the track, having him around and just hearing the stories. And, man, I want to get to Victory Lane again for him. It was pretty cool the first time, and I would love to do it again.
He says, gotta win the races, buddy.
Oh, Richard Petty.
I'll wreck the core.
My favorite, besides Richard Petty being great, my favorite was, when I was racing, I'd go up and back to Martinsville, and you'd hear that commercial, Richard Petty. Well, you can't get upset over one bad year or one bad race. That's why I take Goody's headache powder. And then he'd go, hi, I'm Richard Petty.
There's only one king.
I like how he says Goody's.
Goodies,
Okay,
buddy.
so a quick backstory, and this is the question. So my daughter, Brittany, good friends with the Nemecheks, and she goes, Dad, I was leaving the Nemecheks' house, and Jimmy Johnson was walking in. I said, well, honey, do you think John Hunter's going to drive for that team? Now, that's the backstory. The story is, my daughter tells me Jimmy was involved. Is Jimmy Johnson, the great Jimmy Johnson, 7-time champion, is he involved?
Yeah, he is. Jimmy's a very busy guy, I will say that. But
He's always over in some other country.
He's in some obscure, he's in some obscure areas at times.
Yes,
but,
he is.
He is involved. He's more and more involved. They're now back living in the States. They were out of the country for a bit. So he's more and more involved and at the shop in there and doing more. So, he is. He asks a lot of questions. He talks to me quite a bit and asking questions about what's going on and what we need to be better, what we need to do better. Obviously we saw that we're getting a third charter, so that's going to be a big change for a couple of years. So there's a lot to build there, and he's been very involved.
You're starting another team?
We are. We did put that out.
Who's the driver going to be?
Yeah, I would love to say.
Breaking news at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hell, I just learned something.
Eric just turned pink.
Let me make Hey, don't nobody say anything. Hold on, let me make my notes. My mom says, you're always making notes. I said, Mom, I got to know what's up.
Hey, remember, Christopher Bell survived it, so this is fine.
Yeah. No, we put it out there. We did settle the charter, but we don't have a driver.
So, Johnny, I just got to ask this one last question.
Please, sir.
Jimmy Johnson is a legend and one of the greats. I consider him one of the greatest cup drivers ever. Does he not understand how you guys just don't win all the time? It's hard. It's hard on the greats.
Yeah.
Kyle Petty would tell me, Richard just don't understand why I don't win everything. So what does Jimmy do? Does he get mad?
No, I think him running some races in this car probably helped him understand a little bit better.
Great comeback.
I think he understood a lot better probably how much different it is now. There's no magic bullet. You don't show up and run a lap and
your
pull
car's
in.
not better.
No, you don't pull in and you're 2/10 better than the field. Those days are long, long gone. And you look at a guy like Denny this year, right? He's won 5 races. I think that's incredible in this day and age.
Is that like winning 10 back in the old day?
Yeah, I would say easily. I would say 5, 6. If you can win 5 or 6 races a year, that's a dominant season now. And I don't know that you'll see that much. So it's just so different. Winning 1 or 2 a year, I think, is a really great year. It always was.
What a great take. But that's a good take.
I think it's changed a lot on what you consider a dominant year.
Wow.
I have a question for you about this being the home race. You see all the families, team members, et cetera, come out. America's home for racing, Charlotte. But also being the Roval is special, too. So a lot of unique things happening this weekend. What does it feel like for you when you step out there onto the grid and get ready to go racing here?
It's fun. Charlotte, it's not where I'm from, but it's become my home the last 10 years, right? And I've been down here a long time, but it's just fun to have friends and family around and getting to enjoy the experience. And at the end of the day, I get to do something pretty cool. And sometimes it gets you do it so much and for so long, it gets a little lost on you. And when you have the friend, it makes you realize it's a special opportunity and it's a fun one to enjoy. I can drive home in 20 minutes tonight. I don't have to get on an airplane, so that's nice. And just getting some more rest and being at home is cool.
So, Eric, you still having fun?
I do. I love racing. Honestly, I wouldn't do this if I didn't love it anymore.
Me too.
Frankly,
I just love racing.
I love it. I do. I mean, I race here in Cup, but I also run my late model 5 or 6 times a year.
Yeah.
That's my car. I own that car. I love that. I have a blast with it. So I love to do it. I have fun, and like I said, if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't do it anymore.
Is your goal to beat Kenny Wallace one day and still be racing and winning, by the way?
We all strive to be Kenny Wallace.
I don't know who isn't striving.
My mama was talking to me this morning. I said, Mom, I'm 62 damn years old. I'm still kicking these kids' ass. But I like what Michael McDowell says. I don't run anywhere anymore. Y'all know that joke. I'm not going to say it. You know, when you're old, the cows are down there. But, yeah, you know that one.
I think I've heard that one.
But you know what? That's a great leeway. What have you learned now? I mean, you're very young, but what have you learned now that makes it easier on you in Cup?
Oh, I think don't
worry as much?
Yeah, I think that's probably the big thing. Just don't put the I think the biggest thing I would say, the way I look at it better now, is that Sundays should be the easy day. Sunday's the day you should enjoy, right? The days that are hard are the days when you go in Monday and it hasn't been a good race day. You got to sit there, talk about why it didn't go well. Maybe you made a mistake. That's no fun to sit and admit and talk about the working out, the appearances, the travel for the sponsors, in and out. And when you finally get to Sunday and you get to put your suit on and you hop in the car, why are you sitting and Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like, this is the fun part. This is why we do it. So I think that's a way that I've looked at it a lot better.
Eric, I think it's a misconception that a lot of people have that maybe a baseball pitcher or a race car driver, you just show up on Sunday, drive the car. That is not what happens. You guys, and some of the guys that have recently retired have reflected back on that. They said, man, I never really realized how busy I was doing because I loved it, but you guys have physical workouts, you have mental workouts, you have sim racing, sponsor appearances, and then after all that's said and done, you get to drive the race car. That's a busy week for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say you probably don't always realize it when you're doing it. The off season gets a bit reflective. All of a sudden, you're sitting there and you've got some time on your hands. Yeah, that first week's nice, maybe 2 weeks, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm starting to get pretty bored. But yeah, it's really
going to Snowball Derby.
Yeah, I am going to the Snowball. I'll be there,
all right.
Yeah. So I stay busy in the off season, but yeah, I think you look at it, it's really close to a 7-day-a-week deal. There's breaks in there in time, but Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then you're traveling and going to the track. So it's always stuff going on.
Can I?
Quick question, Kenny.
Time flies when you're having fun.
You talked about meetings. Did you watch the replay of Kansas when Denny Hamlin dominates the race, complete domination, comes in the pits, and the jack man misses the jack post and takes him out of the win? Yep. How does that get talked about in meetings, or do you just leave the man alone?
Every team, I think, structurally is a little different. I've been in the JGR meetings, so I know how they are structured. But, it's a conversation you have with the pit crew coach, direct conversation with him. I'm never – usually they come right up to you and say, hey, look, that's on me, my bad, sorry. At the end of the day –
that's brutal.
Yeah, it's definitely brutal. It's already hard on them, right? They're athletes, and they care about it. They're competitive. I'm sure they're already pretty hard on themselves. If they aren't being hard on themselves, they probably need to find a different job. So they're pretty good about being I think the big thing is holding the people accountable from the top down, and even the drivers. So as long as that accountability is there and people realize it and know it, I feel that everybody's pretty secure about it.
Awesome. It's always a pleasure to have Eric Jones on the show. If you would please give a big round of applause. Eric Jones.
Thank you, Eric. Running the Snowball Derby this year. That's one thing we got in common. He's a racer.
I love it. I love it.
His own race car.
So, Kenny?
Yes, I
here's
love
what
this.
We're going to do now.
Man, I love this chair.
Well, we brought this just for you.
Good.
So if you would like to come sit here.
I'm an old man. Hey, take a picture of me so I can put it on social
Oh,
media.
I will. We got you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a segment in NASCAR Trackside Live that we like to call Front Porch with Kenny. And Kenny is going to share some of his wisdom about NASCAR old and new with you all the race fans. So, Kenny, we're on the front porch. We got a little music playing. We're just hanging out. What wisdom would you bestow upon the people here at Charlotte Motor Speedway?
I was in an autograph session with the great, handsome Harry Gant. Harry's here, I'm here, and the fans are coming this way. And they gave me a hat, and I wrote Kenny Wallace, really big. Harry's right here. Harry looked at me, said, "Boy, you write your name small and leave room for me." I felt that damn small.
We've got Harry Gant coming up in just a little bit. What are you gonna say to him? Are you gonna tell him that story?
He said, write your name small, Harry, all right?
I am excited to see the great, handsome Harry. I'm going to look at him and go, "Harry, you really are handsome. Shaves all the time, got cold black hair. And one thing I like about handsome Harry is his jeans are always pressed, got that starch right down the middle. I'm going to see if the jeans are starched today." Back in the early 1800s, I was at a McDonald's, and I grew up in the Midwest, kind of like being a Detroit, Michigan bad boy. And my mouth was foul. It's still foul. I'm down here in Lake Wylie, South Carolina. My crew chief is the great David Ift. He was Cale Yarborough's crew chief. I'm at the McDonald's, and I'm MFing everything because that's the way I talk. And I don't think anything of it. And I love the Lord. I ask forgiveness every day. I pray. But I'm not thinking much of it. I feel this touch on my back. I turn around. It's a really big man in a cowboy hat. He looked at me and he said, "Boy, I don't know where you're from, but you better watch your mouth." I got my daughter with me. That day, I'd never been so humbled in all my life. If I was this tall that day after that man said that to me, I felt this tall. So, Harry chewed my ass out. That man chewed my ass out. I got more if you want any.
Ladies and gentlemen, the front porch with Kenny Wallace. Here you go.
I kind of liked that. That was very therapeutic.
That was nice. I feel like we all learned something there.
I reminded myself that I was a little crazy.
So that's our front porch with Kenny, brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Our friends at Cracker Barrel, we've got some fun stuff to throw out here for you.
1995, ladies and gentlemen. Signed by handsome Harry.
So I gotta tell you guys a funny story about me and Kenny. We started, we knew each other since the late 1800s, and we started working together 30 years ago, Kenny. You know, it's really been 30 years. We started working together, and we spent a lot of time together. And we've always been, goofy and having fun and everything. So there's one time at Phoenix that me and Kenny got a little irritated with one another. And it was kind of funny. I looked at Kenny, and I said something kind of snappy and sharp. And he looked back at me, and he said something kind of snappy and sharp. And then we looked at each other and said, "I love you, man." It only lasted one time, but it was...
That's what we need, a little more love in our lives.
Me and Rusty...
Why you drive that dirt car?
I got stories. One time, Rusty goes, he pissed me off. So I said, "I'm leaving." And it's like when he didn't pay me, but he's like, he thinks I work for him. So I go get in my car. I got an old 68 Chevelle, and his mother-in-law gave it to me, actually, so I'm very thankful for it. He chased me outside, grabbed the keys out of that old 68 Chevelle, and threw them on top of the roof. And I was mad at him because he was gone all day. And me and Paul were the only one there. And we're getting ready to go to a race. I'm like, "Where have you been all day? We've been working hard." My brother Rusty, I love him more than anybody. And boy, I'll tell you one thing. To this day, he'll look at me. I'm 62, Johnny. And he'll tell me what he thinks of me. but he lets our family use the Cabo house.
Hey, Kenny, what does the family call Rusty?
God.
Well, let's bring up our next guest, if you would please. Help me welcome to the stage, driver of the number one, the Watermelon Man himself, Ross Chastain!
Kenny guarding
up,
the
brother?
rocking chair. He's
It
look,
felt
watch
good.
this, watch this, watch this. Oh, hey Kenny, hey, how you
It
doing?
felt,
Yeah.
oh, hey, do it with
You're
him.
not old enough.
Yeah.
No, no, hold on,
enough,
hold
dude.
on, hold on, hold on.
No.
Dude,
Oh,
give
yeah,
him
yeah.
one. No, one question. Just
One question in
come
the
on,
chair.
Sit
yeah,
down. It's nice.
sit in the rock.
It is
It's
nice.
comfy.
I know.
Yeah.
I like these things.
Yeah.
You're old enough now.
I am.
You can tell a story.
I don't think he is.
We don't have to.
We'll have front porch
Just a little bit.
Ross.
Be a
Just
good-
for
hey,
us young.
Be a good segment.
It
But
would be.
I think you don't need any of these. You just need 5 of those.
I would agree with
Five
that. I
rocking
would
chairs.
agree.
Probably a good idea, but we might fall asleep
We-
though up here. Us old guys, we get in a rocking chair, start
glass
going back.
of sweet tea.
Hey,
Oh, half
Ross-
and half.
No. I want diesel
All the way.
yeah.
all the way.
All the way. Got to have some sugar here. Hey, Ross, pretty sweet. Last time you were here, you talked with us in the morning. You went out there and you won that Coke 600. It's got to be special for you guys. Every time you come back to a racetrack, every racetrack has its special thing. But when you come back as the winner of the last race, that's something for a race car driver, isn't it?
Well, just driving into the facility. It's the same route from my house. That's cool. But it's not the same racetrack. It's not. Like, there's nothing that's the same. So, yeah, it's not the same. It will be more special next spring, next May, next Memorial Day weekend when we come back, I think. So, yes, driving in. Justin Marks parked his bus in the Champions lot. I parked my truck. So it's cool to now pull in there, and I'd never even been in that lot before. So now to go in there and know what that is and see the winners. I just saw a World 600 trophy up in the Chairman's Lounge, which is up in the Smith Tower. I went up there and did the champagne toast after the race, but everything was such a blur from winning and the amount of beer I had already had. Busch Light
Reminds me of
there.
Brad Kelly. When you're dehydrated and you drink beer, you get drunk like Brad did.
Well, Brad, I don't think Brad was much of a beer drinker in general.
Yeah.
So he got drunk quick. I drank a lot. I guarantee I drank a lot more before I got to that point. But I wasn't like I was aware of everything. I didn't notice this trophy, and it's over in the corner, and it's not really spotlighted, and it's got every World 600 winner from the very first all the way to me now. So my mom and dad, we were just up there, and we got to take a picture with it. We didn't even see it in the spring, so that was cool.
That's so cool.
So that'll be cool coming back next year as well.
I saw your face. We were there in Victory Lane when that happened. And here, for those of you who don't know, you get the trophy. You also get a ring and you get a watch. I've
Little blue jacket?
I've never
Blue
seen
jacket?
somebody more happy.
Absolutely.
Ross had a ear-to-ear grin with that ring, that watch. You were loving it, soaking it all up, man.
Yeah, I got it right when I walk in my door. I don't have any trophies at my house here in North Carolina. They're all at the race shop for people to see, and all of our teammates at Trackhouse and fans that come in, as well as we've got the wall ride car, got the Hail Mellon car in the wall there, and some stuff, and an old Harry Gant car. So that's cool. But I do have the ring and the watch there, and I've got my first Cup win ring, and I've got my first Xfinity win ring with Colleague Racing there all together. So those are cool. Those are cool things. But yes, I was happy in Victory Lane. I mean, everybody is, but I think I carry the smile a little bigger.
Oh, you did. It was
And
big.
you should. You earned it in that situation. Ross, there's a lot of people that talk about this point in the season. I heard a great, Jeff Andrews from Hendrick said, this is kind of a double-edged sword right now. This is the time of the season that we have to be absolutely perfect, right? The pressure's on right now. But it's also the time of the season that all of our guys have been away from the family. You've been traveling, this long season grind. That's a tough balance, isn't it?
It is, and you see, somebody is going to have issues in the field. It's throughout the law of averages, I believe, and we saw it yesterday. The 43 car, I don't think, made a lap with a busted steering system on Eric Jones's car. So that could happen to any of us. There's parts failures all the time. Things could come loose, like bolts on the left front. Did you have an issue with your left front coming loose?
Broke a left front shock off.
Oh, I thought you had something come loose on your dirt car.
Well, we've always
I didn't
said that
watch the
Kenny
whole
has a
video.
screw loose.
No,
but-
I'm going to tell you what, though.
You
I
got
like
it.
this
But you could easily break a shot today.
I like this topic because, you can maintain your car as much as you want. And here, I'm going to knock on wood. Earnhardt said it perfect. He says, Dale Earnhardt, we're riding in his, I want to tell you this story. Dale Earnhardt Sr. picks me up in his motorhome, and I'm living in a double wide over here on Harris Boulevard. Harris Road. I'm living on Harris Road. Dale Earnhardt Sr. picks me up, and we're driving down to Darlington. And he taught me something I'll never forget. He said, Herman, there's thousands of great race car drivers all over America. Just because you're a cup driver doesn't mean you're better than anybody. To your point, when I go run this dirt car, everybody makes fun of it. I told Kevin Harvick one day, I said, get your ass in my dirt car. He come in and he parked and his eyeballs were this big. He goes, I had no idea. So maintenance on my dirt car is what won me 2 championships this year. I never broke. I did break a right front shock off, and I pedaled it to where if I gave it too much gas, it would rear up. So I modulated the throttle. But yeah, you're 21. Let's turn into you. Go ahead.
No.
You're 21. Johnny, I'm going to steal this from you. He's 21 points back right now, but you're so damn good.
13?
13, yeah.
13.
13?
Yeah.
What the hell do I got here?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Don't take too many away from
We're
him.
We're gaining points. We're gaining
We
points.
can't afford them, brother.
Okay, Johnny, you guys kind of started it. You know, maintenance is everything.
And y'all see the turtles out here, the loads. You see us go through the banking of the oval. The cars are on the ground, slamming on the ground. Those rub blocks we have on the bottom of the car are scraping the ground in the corners. And then we go down through the infield and through those chicanes. We're hitting those big turtles. There's a real chance you can break stuff.
Can you break stuff just running the racetrack?
Oh, yeah.
What you're saying?
Oh, yeah. These cars are tougher than the old car, and they're tougher than Xfinity or trucks are. But, yes, there's definite chances. Shane and I both, I don't know about the rest of the field, but we both hit the tire pack in turn 16, the final chicane on the front stretch. We hit the tires, that pizza slice. We hit it. That's what it looks like.
I like it. That's what we're calling it. Pizza slice. Done.
Yeah.
We have renamed it officially.
I don't know. But it's soft enough that we hit it around the front of the fender underneath the right front headlight. That's how far around the front of the nose we hit it, but it just squishes out of the way, and the car's fine. So you could hit it too much, though, and it could hurt your car.
You know, I want to go talk a little bit more about that because we've got, the racing question of maintenance and et cetera, but we also have, this being a Roval, you've got to train totally different for this. This is something that it's not like any other road course. It's not like any other oval. It's dramatically different. So how do you get ready and prepare for something like this?
So I'm very fortunate to have Shane as my teammate. There's no doubt. I wouldn't qualify 10th without him. I'd be further back. Our cars would not be as good as they are without him. He leads the charge for all of Trackhouse. Definitely the 88-1 car. I bought into Shane. When he first came here and ran that first race, I said, yeah, we'll see how he does. He was kind of leading his team down the road. Darian Grubb was his crew chief for those one-off races, and I thought, and Darian's going, I think he's on to something here. We got this. We'll see. And he goes and wins the race. I'm like, I'm a believer, but I got to see it one more time. comes to another track, I forget where it was, does good, and I'm like, okay, I'm a believer. So I've told Phil Surgeon and all of Trackhouse, build my car like his, just like they're coming off the factory, end of the line at the factory. Just change the number, doesn't matter, right? Change the seat and the number. And with that, then I can train like Shane, so I can start to drive more like him. Now, I can't do my feet, okay? He's in there using the clutch. His right foot's on the brake. He's shifted to the left.
He's old school.
He's
pedal.
dancing.
Well, it's how he learned. He learned over, around the world, on the other side of the world. So I just have never done that. We haven't had to do that since I've ever raced. So I feel like I've been able to apply a lot of that. And so he drives the setups forward during the week, all the prep leading up to this weekend, and then I can just work on my driving because I know that my car is going to be like his. So, yeah, I'm a half second off of him, but that still put me 10th.
Hey,
He's that good.
Ross, I speak for everybody here. We're all TV media nerds. We pay attention to who does what media-wise and everything. And to quote Kenny Wallace, I'm going to brag on you for a second. Yeah. I think you do a fantastic job analyzing these races on the radio. And when we have a choice, we'll turn that TV down and listen to Ross because of the excitement. How much fun is that for you to get to analyze a race like that?
Yeah, the radio has been really cool. It just started as a one-time offer. I think somebody asked if I wanted to do it, and I did it. And I actually was really nervous. Way more. It was for a Trucker Xfinity race, and I was more nervous as we started the race than I would have been if I was racing. I think I had raced the week before. I wasn't nearly as nervous. So we got done, and the producer looked at me. We took our headsets off, and they were like, "That was really good." And I was like, they're just saying it. Then here came the emails and asking me to do more and build a relationship with them. And Brad Gilly and I text over the off season, and he's like, why don't you do more than like 1 or 2? And so we built out a schedule just texting back and forth, and it's been cool. It's been cool to spend time with Doug Rice back when he was throughout his last lap, and now with Mark retiring, this is his last Charlotte weekend. Just 2 pillars of the radio broadcast. 2 guys that I can remember their voices as a kid. As a kid, I didn't understand why there would be different voices week to week. I didn't know the difference in MRN and PRN. And now, once I got into the sport, I learned and realized it. So it's been cool to meet those folks behind the radio, behind the voices, the faces that go with the voices. So I just talk about it how I would try to describe it. I've listened to when I first listened to a radio broadcast when it wasn't live, or even when it was live, but I did it not to watch or listen to the race. I did it to try to be a better broadcaster. I was like, this is weird, because I'm not watching the race to see who's tight, who's loose, who's making lap time in turn 2. I'm like listening to how they pronounce things, how they come back from break. I'm not taking us to or from break yet. I'm not that guy. Like they're introduced. They're like pulling me onto the broadcast each time I talk. But it's been cool.
Well, it's genuine. It's real.
It is.
Great.
And be careful, because one day you might be a host of NASCAR Trackside Live. Well, it's so.
Oh, hey, mandatory rocking chairs.
Yes. We know how to get him here. I love it. Well,
Jose, we hope that job's not open for a while.
Well, he can come be with us. Come on, we got to add another host. Hey, fans, how about it? A big round of applause for Ross Chastain. It's always a pleasure to have him here.
Get him, brother.
And listen, you're always on Trackside, and we appreciate you because you bring it. You help us. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Fans, one more time, a big round of applause
you really
for the number
do.
1 of Ross Chastain. Come on.
Right, that was fun. We smashed a watermelon in St. Louis, and it turned out wild.
and then the guys at St. Louis found the lady that held the record for most watermelons smashed between her thighs.
That's what he was talking about.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. She smashed 3 watermelons in her thighs in 90 seconds.
It was a sight.
Quite amazing.
He said, "No watermelon smashed here." So I think we got to get some more. I mean, hey, that's all stuff right there.
We're going to need to work on that. All right, let's bring up our next guest, if you would, please. Help me welcome to the stage, Charlotte Motor Speedway, John Hunter Nemechek.
What's going on, guys?
Look at you,
Howdy,
man.
there he is.
Look at you.
You're always chiseled out. You look good.
Just trying to be like you.
Well, I like. No, stop it.
That's been a theme, John Hunter. That's been a theme so far today. A lot of people have said we want to be like Kenny.
Hey, look at this guy over
I
here.
want to be like Kenny when I grow up, but I'm not going to
This
grow up.
reminds me. Hey, buddy, the guy that says Denny Hamlin sucks. Let me take a picture of you.
That's
I'll
awesome.
put that on social
That's
media.
awesome. Do it.
Johnny.
Hey, so, man, here we are in the world epicenter of racing. John Hunter, every racetrack has something cool about it. Every place is special. But I think when you come to a place like this, you see these area fans. You're like everybody else. You're right down the road from your hometown of Huntersville.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a little home event, isn't it?
It definitely is. This week has been really busy for us. I feel like everyone and their brother has been here this week. But overall, it's great to come race at home. The Roval is such a unique experience, I would say. But being able to have a great fan base here, there's a lot of people here this weekend, which is awesome. Great weather this weekend as well.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
nice. It'll get a little bit hotter later. I think it's going to be like 8 degrees hotter than it was yesterday. So, but yeah, being able to go home after practice and qualifying, went home and watched the Xfinity race yesterday and got to hang out with the girls, and it was a good time.
What's your morning routine when you're at home? Like, can you get up, get a cup of coffee? Like,
I did.
I could see you standing at the window,
Coffee,
with
good.
a coffee cup. What?
Coffee breeds coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee good.
To be honest with you, I got up this morning and had a cup of coffee and shot my bow at some decoys this morning. So
No way.
Yeah. Took my German Shepherd on a run and hung out for a little bit before I headed down here and got down here, got to hang out, did some meet and greets this morning, and then it's going to be time to go race here soon.
What a great morning routine. I'm going to have to add that to my
right?
routine.
I need mental help for how much I love my German Shepherd.
Yeah, same.
I love that dog. Their dogs are incredible.
They're amazing.
We love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we got to go race and not
Yeah.
talk about dogs.
Exactly.
I want to ask you a really good question.
Yes.
But my brain works weird. Let me see this hand right here. Let me see that. Is that a tattoo?
It is.
Show everybody that.
It's just a fishing pole. We're just catching fish.
My
Kenny.
gosh, did that hurt like hell?
Nah.
My God, that hurts me looking at it. Okay.
You're fragile, Kenny.
I am. I am fragile.
He's the delicate flower.
Jimmy Johnson wanted you to drive for him.
Yep.
What did that make you feel like?
Made me feel amazing, to be honest with you. At the end of 2023, well, I guess midway through the year, conversations started with Jimmy. I was running Xfinity at Gibbs to kind of move back to the Truck Series, right, with Toyota, trying to revamp, show that I could win, to try and put myself in a better spot in the Cup Series. And getting the call from Jimmy and listening to him and then meeting him I think we met for lunch first, lunch or dinner. Got to sit there and listen to his vision and Cal Wells' vision and kind of just hear where he wanted to take this team. With the manufacturer swap to Toyota, it opened up a Cup seat, and for me, it was an amazing decision. Being able to be a part of Legacy Motor Club, and the club, as Jimmy calls it, has been amazing. Jimmy is probably one of the best hype men that I've been around. He's kind of like you, Kenny. He's definitely full of energy.
Love life.
Yeah, exactly. He's such a humble dude as well, but being able to talk with him and hear his mindset and strategy going into races and things that worked with him and Chad Knaus. And we made a crew chief swap at the end of last year. We brought Travis Mack on board, and I didn't know if it was going to be a good decision, a bad decision for myself being with Travis. I brought Ben Bayshore with me from the Xfinity car as well, and just hearing Jimmy's thought process and what he was thinking and what we needed to do to be better as a team, I listened, and you learn, right? So it never hurts having a 7-time champion in your corner, and
I'm listening to everything,
wanting you to be better. That's for sure. But we chat almost every day, and Jimmy's an amazing boss, an amazing friend. Being able to go out and ride bikes and just have conversations with him, whether it's about racing, personal life, whatever it may be, he's an open book. So it's nice to have an owner like that.
So you've seen both. I think a driver would probably aspire, I want to go to one of these big teams. Like you've been with the big teams. You've been with Gibbs, the big established team. But we asked Eric the same thing. There's got to be something cool and something different but also special about being with something. You're on the ground floor of this thing that you've got Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, the King, everybody pulling together for this. This is going to be big someday, and you were on the ground floor of it. There's got to be something cool about that.
Yeah, there's something really unique and special about being here from pretty much day one and trying to build this team to where Jimmy wants to take it. Being able to turn this team into contenders every single weekend to win races and hopefully win championships one day. And I think as everyone has seen, the progress that we made from last year to this year has been absolutely incredible. So definitely looking forward to continuing to build on that and get our cars faster each and every week that we show up to the racetrack. But we've had some really good runs this year. And when you look at the perspective of things, the conversations that we've had internally over the last 5 or 6 months, we didn't think we would be having for probably another year, right? As far as where is that last tenth? Where is the last tenth and a half in our cars to try and get more capability out of them to go faster? So we feel like we've hit some things on our 1.5 mile program and Super Speedway program. Our Achilles heel, I would say, is probably road courses and short tracks with the simple rear diffuser right now. So we've been working really hard. It's been a lot of hours in the simulator for me. Been grinding it out. And
that's simulator. That's all I hear.
It's all sim.
You guys live in that damn thing, don't you?
Well, we don't get practice,
and
we don't get to test anymore, right? Back in your day, you used to be able to test 2 or 3 times a week.
How real
right?
is that simulator?
It depends. Sometimes it correlates perfect, and other times you're out in left field. But that's part of it, right? It's all about the correlation aspect from the sim world to real life and being able to make those adjustments in the car that actually help at the racetrack. And last year, we were building our notebook, right? And we're still building our notebook to this day this year in 2025, but it continues to improve. And I think racetracks where we've hit it really good, we've had a lot of speed. So definitely still some things to learn for sure on that end of things. But 12, 14 hours a week in a sim is a lot.
Hey,
John,
subject real quickly of the sim, and tell me if this is right. I heard a guy talking about this. They went out and they GPS scanned a racetrack, and they brought it back to the place where they put the sims together, and there was a rock. There was more of like a pebble on the front stretch of the racetrack, and that dang GPS picked up the rock, and these guys were driving down the front stretch of this racetrack on the sim, and it was throwing the cars. So they had to go back and redo it again. It's that close.
Yeah, they come and they scan the entire racetrack. So I think they pick five or six racetracks.
So they got to blow the rock off.
Yeah, yeah. So they rescan 5 or 6 racetracks a year, and all the manufacturers align together and pick those racetracks, right, on where they feel like the bumps are getting worse. So like Charlotte, as you know, like the washboard effect getting into turn 3 where the bumps are, it continues to get worse every year. So
it's still there.
So what? Oh, it's still there, Kenny.
There.
I promise it's still there.
Hi, buddy.
So it's like which racetracks are outdated now from a content standpoint as far as bumps, and where do we need to improve on that? So it's really realistic. I mean, iRacing as well, right? Something that you can have at home. They're the ones that just created the new NASCAR game for Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. And all the racetracks and components in the new NASCAR 25 that's coming out here soon are all actually scanned racetracks, which is really, really cool. So technology is amazing nowadays.
Amazing technology.
It is. I have to ask this question. This is a very selfish question, but we work in a sport with all these sponsors and merchandise. I love hats. I'm a hat guy. I've been collecting hats my whole life. There is no stronger hat game in the garage than John Hunter Nemechek. How many hats do you have, and what do you do? Do you keep them? Like, do you have a place that you keep all your hats?
Yeah, I do. Mellon is actually the hat company that I've been an athlete with since 2018,
Well, I'll be damned.
2019 in there.
Give me some
Appropriate.
I can.
They are the premium hat, by the way. They're
and I get
fantastic.
one of every hat that they make. So I have thousands of hats. Yeah, it's a lot. And then we do all of our custom sponsor ones and things of that sort.
That one's good. This is a strong hat.
Yeah.
Guys, they got the JHN on the side of it.
Heck yeah.
Strong.
It's nice.
Strong.
Okay. Your dad is a great race car driver, the great Joe Nemechek. We have battle royals, and I know about your dad. I know about your family. They are self-made. Your grandpa, built what he built down in Florida, and I've been to your dad's shop, and the Nemecheks are known for building and doing everything themselves, earning everything they got. Your dad did everything himself. Now we're in a race car that you can't do anything to. Do you and your dad, tell me your communication, because when I talk to Brother Russ, he's like, man, I can't talk to them guys because there ain't nothing you can do to them damn cars nowadays.
Yeah.
What's the conversation like with the great Joe Nemechek?
It's pretty much the same thing. I
can't help you.
Yeah, we talk a lot about like things that my car is doing and things of that sort, but he wants to know why, right? So me having to explain to him on how if you change the ride height, how it changes balance compared to what he's used to from the Gen 6 car, Gen 5 car, Gen 4 car, it's way different than any of those cars, right? So it's more me explaining to him what's going on.
Sorry, my dad. Why?
Rather than
why?
Him. Yeah, exactly.
Why? Say why.
Exactly. So he definitely asks a lot of questions when we chat, but it's hard to like bounce ideas off of him and things of that sort. Where when I was running Cup in 2020 or in the Xfinity Series, like you can talk about springs, you can talk about shocks, you can talk about all that stuff, right? Yeah. It kind of takes you back. So nowadays it's completely different.
We got time, 30 seconds.
Okay,
One final question,
I mean
Kenny.
this with love.
Yeah.
But I want to learn. Pretend I'm your dad. Why did you and Eric qualify in the back?
Well, Eric didn't get to make a lap
yesterday.
He had a steering issue. And I slowed down 2 seconds for my practice lap.
Yeah.
So we made some adjustments.
All good?
Yeah.
Racer wanting to know
we made some adjustments yesterday going into qualifying, and don't think that we necessarily went the right way. I felt like I was on old tires qualifying yesterday. Felt like I was on 4 balloons, slipping and sliding around, just didn't have
You'll
grip.
make it up.
Yeah, so we know we have a good race car and race trim. I felt really comfortable yesterday. It drove pretty well. Felt like we were probably a top 15, top 10 car, somewhere in there, based on lap averages and things of that sort. So I'm looking forward to today. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of grinding, but like I said, we've really struggled anywhere where we've run this simple rear diffuser to make grip.
Yeah.
So qualifying was not in our favor yesterday,
got this.
but we'll
You're
be
the man
fine,
for the
Kenny.
job.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yes.
I love it. John Hunter Nemechek, always a pleasure to
you.
have you here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so
Good
much
luck.
for coming out.
Thank you,
Fans,
buddy.
how about it? A big round of applause for John Hunter Nemechek.
Man, I see him. I see him back there. Handsome Harry again. I see him. Look at him. What's your question, buddy? Hold on. Come here.
Do all race teams get the same sim?
No, they're different automakers. Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota. That's the automakers are the ones that make, they want to outrun each other. So they got their own sim. Yeah, I just did an interview with Connor Zillich on Kenny Conversations coming out this week. All these kids live in the sim, and they all got different techniques.
So we've got two more guests coming up in
it's
just
like
a second.
anything else.
I love this.
Spire does not get what Hendrick gets,
Hold on, I
probably.
gotta take this picture real
So-
quick. Okay, hold on.
So Kenny, as you can see, normally on Trackside Live, we try to ask people to take their badges off, get cleaned up, look at the
Awesome.
stage. And I told Kenny to keep his on. And Kenny, you have a special badge there. Real quick, in like 15
I
seconds.
got it.
Tell me about this.
I'm fortunate to be part of the alumni group. I ran 905 NASCAR races.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause.
I won a little bit in the Xfinity Series, and it's really nice having one of these. But it is nothing like being a Hall of Famer. And if you're in the Hall of Fame, it makes your life complete. And you take it from here.
We have two NASCAR Hall of Fame inductees. If you would please, a big round of applause for handsome Harry Gant and Kurt Busch.
Man, they look good. Harry, I haven't seen you in ages. You look so good.
Good gracious, where'd you come from?
You look so good. What are you, 35?
All right, good to see you guys.
44 long.
You be he said he's gonna be
He'll
40
be
here in
40.
a little bit.
He'll
Harry,
be 40.
Do you want that right there, or you want the rocking chair?
I don't want no rocking chair.
Hey,
I can do this by myself.
I've been in those rocking chairs.
Hey, Harry, we can officially say today that Kenny is off his rocker.
Yeah, you look so good.
You look the same, everybody. Everybody looks good around here. It's good place to be in this county in North Carolina. Everybody looks good.
Kurt, I mean, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a champion. What is it like to follow him around here this week?
It's been fun. He's like Uncle Harry. And
Humble Harry. I never heard of that one.
I've been following him.
wow, it's been
Now,
I've been kind of leading, and he's the trailer. But man, it's been cool. Like the jacket fitting, the ring fitting, and one of the funniest moments is my jacket fitting took like 45 minutes. The guy was just like, "Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. Oh, your right arm's longer. Your shoulder's broken." Harry puts a 44 regular on, and he's done in 2 minutes. That's why he's handsome Harry Gant. The jacket fits him.
I didn't want to stay there all day, so I just told him it felt good.
It felt good.
Hey, so guys, I know we would need 3 or 4 hours to actually put this into words, and I know you guys have had some time to do it, but it's got to be hard. When we talk to guys like Darrell Waltrip, when he got that call that he was in the Hall, it was such an affirmation for him of your career. You can win big races, you can win championships, but man, when that Hall of Fame calls for both of you guys, what was it like? What was the feeling like?
I mean, it's overwhelming in many ways. And one story Harry told, you can tell it about your phone's ringing too much. You've been on the phone too much. You're like, you just got to put it down because all the cool stories, all the great people that have impacted our career, they're calling and congratulating us. And it's a busy time, though. It's like a trip down memory lane, and just going through all the things and trying to pick it all out.
Yeah, I thought it never going to happen. No matter how many races you win and how hard it is, it's really hard to get in the Hall of Fame.
Harry, I want to go back. when you were driving for Leo Jackson in the 33 Skull car. I remember this like yesterday. And you won those 4 races in a row, and Leo found out how to camber the rear tires and make the axles last. Those days you kicked their ass. Tell me about that time when you won those 4 in a row.
I'm going to tell you what we done. It wasn't a camber.
Okay, I'm learning.
It wasn't a motor.
It was you.
This right here.
Yeah, baby.
That right there. Oh, the
shoes. Look at that. Look at them.
Yes.
I like them boots. You were a badass.
It was all in the right foot. Yeah.
Kurt, I want
It's
to
all right there.
I got to tell you this quick story about Harry. We both blew a motor at Michigan, and we're both at you don't remember this. We're both at the Michigan airport early because we blew up. And I looked at you and I said, Harry, next week is Darlington. And I want to thank you in front of everybody because I struggled with Darlington, and you taught me. You said, get in that corner, get on the gas, and then start rolling up a little bit, and then be wide open on exit. I started doing that. And, man, I got way better.
I started winning Darlington.
I ran second to Jeff Burton that night in an Xfinity race because of you. Kurt, I want you to know that that was pretty cool. He took time to tell me that.
That's cool. That was probably the first time you listened.
That's what Mom and Dad said.
That is true. Hey, guys, the big subject right now that we hear a lot and in the world, and I don't want to glorify social media because I know there's a lot out there, but we hear a lot that people talk about the good old days. In fact, somebody this morning on the way in here said, we need to get back to the good old days. You weren't quite as many good old days as Harry was. You guys saw the evolution of this sport. When you look at where it is right now, do you guys say that I long for the good old days, or do you guys like where the sport is right now?
Let me say, I'm the oldest, so I went to Darlington in 1955. And they lined up 3 wide, and this, I think Bud Moore, my car might have won the race, but kept blowing tires out, and he'd hear a boom, everybody was looking the same way. Cale went over the fence, and he could come back walking across the top of the fence. But, yeah, the cars are just stocked like I went 55. I went back every year, and the best thing I've really turned me on to really want to do it was Farball Roberts. And he won 57 Chevrolet, and I even went to Charlotte to get his autograph. But he won the race, and I'd always been a Chevrolet man. I said, I want to do this. I want to be here at Darlington and announce my name on the pole position. And I did the first time down there, so I felt good about it.
I'm with you. I mean, Darlington is really one of those cool driver tracks. But as far as your time or your the day, back in the day when it was fun or this or that, it's what you make of it. Like when I was in the trucks running with Biffle and, the team he either won or we were second, it was just so much fun. And that's what you turn it into when you're a rookie or you're going to travel to the races. The kids that are out there now, this is their period. This is their golden time of having fun with it. And you just turn back and look at it and go, you know what? You just turn it into fun. Whether it's a grind or you don't like it, you just turn it into fun and make it work.
I love it.
We were lucky.
We were definitely lucky. Yes, sir.
Positive attitude.
How many of you were here for the Holler Parade the other night? Where are my Holler Parade fans? So we had 2 grand marshals for our Holler Parade, and I loved seeing the Bandit and a very special Monster Energy ride out there. So, Kurt, tell us a little bit about that vehicle, because you were doing burnouts down the boulevard here.
The car is the car I won Vegas with Ganassi in 2020. So it's the Monster Energy Chevrolet, but I went old school and put number 97 on it, my championship car number. You guys all right with that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
No problem here.
Kind of like a Back to the Future.
Sharpie, all that good stuff.
So we were going to put a show car engine in it, and when we went and talked to Hendrick, they just kind of slid over a race engine. It's got 800 horsepower in that show car. So I was definitely... I'm ready now for burnouts and making some smoke. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, we couldn't see behind him, covered up in smoke.
Sorry about that. I was more excited to see the Skull Bandit, though.
Oh, that was so cool. I love Harry, what was that like, getting to drive the number 33 down the boulevard and see all the fans?
Well, I'd be better if he wasn't covering me up in smoke.
Well, you go
wasn't
first.
any headlights and everything.
Them
I
damn
couldn't
kids.
see a thing going down there. I'm gonna run over somebody here in a little bit. He finally backed off when he had to turn.
Hey, I'm getting the old man thrashing right here. Son, you just
Hey.
done screwed up.
Oh, don't ever sign an autograph too big on a hat. He chewed my ass out one day. Harry, I signed my autograph too big, and he goes, boy, you leave room for my autograph. I said, Harry taught me to sign small.
Your brother
But it
was
didn't
the
last, though.
Oh, Rusty's the worst.
Rusty was the worst. It'd be Rusty.
It's like, damn, Rusty, I know you're great. Hey, Harry, you know, when you started racing, we'd go to Talladega, the Grand American division. You're at red, orange, number 77.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you build that car? Tell me about you and Rusty ran 202 mile an hour lap after lap. Tell me about that car. Did you build that car? The Grand American car?
Yeah. I built up had a piston chassis and all, and I had run modified and a Greenland for Mason up in Virginia.
Right.
And I really love running the modified cars, and so I'd run it a lot of times. And we won several races with it, so I said, they're going to run oval at Charlotte, and we went down to test it. And they said he didn't have a front open wheel car. And he had the carburetor guy with him there, Holly carburetor. So we was out there going to run the car, and you couldn't use all the power. It'd spin sideways down the straightaway. And so come in, and they kept putting plates and everything, try to fix it where you could run it. And then when it got where you could run it, picked up about 10 miles an hour. They said, ain't no spoiler on it. Now, this ain't going to work. So they run a road course, and then they went back to the oval. And then Bobby Allison won there. And
The Coca-Cola car. I remember that car.
Yeah,
The
he had,
mod.
it looked like a Camaro, but it's a stock car.
Yeah.
And won easy. And so I got me. They're going to run Daytona. So we built the car. The piston. The whole thing was a piston kit car.
Yeah.
And we went down to Talladega, Daytona first. Went to Daytona, and a lot of cars had modernized the modifieds a little bit, and. But we qualified 201 on the pole with Richter plate.
I'll never forget
We
as
lapped
long as
the
I live.
field
Well,
with
him
it.
and Rusty,
Yeah.
him and Rusty, bumper to bumper, 200 and something on. That was incredible.
Not 2010, but
As Jay Kelder would say, them boys running
2010.
2010 mile an hour. You know.
Hey, Kurt, we got some young superstars coming up through the ranks right now. We have these eras where you got the Corey Himes, the Connor Ziliches right now. You were in that position. I remember people talking about this young driver from Las Vegas that's coming up now. And our good friend Billy Engel tells a great story. He was crew chief in a truck car, and I don't remember who his driver was, but he said he took his driver by the shoulder and dragged him down to the racetrack and goes, watch the way Kurt Busch drives this truck, and you need to do what he's doing right now. But what is it like for a young driver? I just worry sometimes when people call somebody a generational talent, when there's that much pressure on them, when this is so difficult to perform. Did that affect you at all when you were that guy that people were saying, here's the next superstar?
There's the hype that comes in with it, and then there's like the focus. Like you just got to put the blinders on, and it's tough though. It's tough for a teenager and young 20s. You can get lost real quick on what the task is or what you need to stay focused on, especially social media and the way that words travel very quick. Harry was telling me a story, and along with Rick Mast the other day at the Hall of Fame. Those boys, they didn't get a chance, like the car owners and the gang back then. They're like, how old are you, son? And Harry says, well, I'm 28. He says, when you're 30, come back. We might let you drive our Bush
Yeah,
suit.
30's a senior citizen right now.
But you get to learn to be a man. You really grow up and you work your way up. Now the kids get in these rides, and there's just a different set of pressure. So I was lucky. I'm very blessed to have had the opportunity to race in Cup for 23 years. And a lot of the doors were opened up by some guy named Jeff Gordon. He came in at a young 20s, and that helped all the owners look around. You know, like Richard Childress chose Kevin Harvick. You know, Joe Gibbs got with Tony Stewart. Roush had me and Kenseth. It was really cool to be in your young 20s and to have that opportunity to be in Cup. So it comes with extra pressure, but you just got to get the job done.
Kenny, we got 1 minute. What are your final questions for Harry and Kurt?
I'm going to kind of steal something from you right there. Harry, when you watch the races or you just know a little bit about, I'm not saying you watch every race, what driver right now just kind of gets your attention? Is it Kyle Larson? Is it, you know, what driver wakes you up right now?
Well, I got a Kyle Larson, and because I've raced General Motors all the time I race, so I'm got to be looking at the General Motors people out there running.
I love this.
Above him.
It's still political.
Yeah. Hey, not much has changed, Kurt.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. It's
man.
always a pleasure. This is an honor to have both of you here on this stage. Seriously.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun, but also there's a third member going into the Hall of Fame with us, Mr. Modified, Ray Hendrick.
Yeah.
He's not related to the Hendrick family, but the grandsons are back there hanging. They're rolling with us.
Bring
them
up here
three
for a
of
minute.
us
Come here,
going
guys.
in the Hall
Real
of Fame.
quick. Please. I love that. Hey, those logos are famous.
Yeah. Here you go. Come on up, guys.
Fireball. Yeah. The Fireball logo. Just do a drive-by or something.
Yeah,
man.
y'all come on up here. Come on up here.
Wow.
How about we get a picture, a family picture here? You guys get on up
Man,
here.
what a legendary race car driver. That I got goosebumps. That logo, that's so famous.
Yes, sir. Right here, that's that logo. You guys saw Denny
I don't want to
Hamlin
meet you in a
run
dark
that.
alley. Damn, Harry, look at this guy. He's a bouncer.
Y'all come on up to the front here. Come on up to the front here.
So these boys, Richmond, Virginia area, that's where you're tied in. And how many modified victories for old man?
Over 700.
Wow.
700.
Unbelievable.
700.
That's amazing. Well, it's an honor, I know, to have you all here on the stage and what it means to the sport, to the fans, to everybody. So thank you all for being here. We genuinely appreciate it, and enjoy the race today and enjoy every moment as you go into the Hall of Fame. Fans, how about it? One more time.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank the Hall of
Big
Fame.
round of applause for our guests. Harry Gant, Kurt Busch. Thank you to all the drivers that came out today. Thank you to Kenny Wallace, John Roberts. Thank you to our friends at Cracker Barrel. And if you stick around, come on up to the front of the stage. I have some free Cracker Barrel meals for you if you stay up front here. Get nice and close. I'll pass those out to you. From all of us here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, NASCAR Trackside Live.
Thank you, everybody.
Our final show.